The Singer 403A. I bought this machine a while ago, and when I first messed with it, I thought, oh man, this machine is no good, and I couldn't get it to run. And then I put it away. I got it back out another time, and started working on it again, and I was like, well, hold on here, this is okay, I see what's wrong. Anyway, I fixed it and got it going, and I think it runs pretty good now. And then I I got involved on other projects, and I put this away, and to be honest with you, I forgot what I did to the thing. Okay, so there's a wheel here, so and there's a new one here, so I replaced that. I could see that. There's some new feet here in a bag that I put under the foot. So that was probably the way that I was telling myself, yeah, I bought new feet for this. And sometimes that's how it goes. You buy parts, and it takes them a while to get there, and then so other stuff, life happens or whatever. So this thing does not have a bottom on it. Most of these have just like a piece of tin goes on the bottom, and this nut, which is here, I thought that was a nut, but there might be a screw here. Let me see if I could get that off. Dang it. That's annoying. It's probably just froze up with old gluey lubricant. If you got some old lubricant that's just gummed up, I like denatured alcohol. This works really good. Just keep it off your finish. I also don't worry about getting alcohol on my skin. For years I put it right into my bloodstream, so I don't think a little bit on my finger is going to hurt. But you can see, you put that alcohol on something that's just kind of brown and sticky, and it just softens it, and it just comes right off. And I don't know what people use that just hardens into this brown plaque or varnish. I don't think that's sewing machine oil, because I don't see it on every sewing machine. I just see it on some, and I wonder what it is that people are using that does that. But I think if you use sewing machine oil, you're not going to get that. The good news is, whenever I find this situation, a little bit of cleaning with some alcohol just takes it right off, and then it makes a machine behave entirely different. If it's got joints that are just bound up, your sewing machine's not going to work. So I said I didn't know what was wrong with this machine. It's starting to come back to me. It was just all gummed up. Even though I don't have a pan to go back on here, I'd like to make sure that this isn't cross-threaded or something. So while I'll keep putting a little juice on there, and I'll take these screws out and put those new feet on. So these old feet are just, man, they're just dry, rotted, hard, brittle, crunchy. So that's the old feet. These are stuck on here. Oh. There's 3, and then this one here. Come out of there. There. Had to totally destroy it to get it out of there. That's fine. Trash. These screws are just kind of dirty, kind of brown. I want to put them in the parts cleaner. It'll just take 5 minutes. Okay, well, I got these little spots cleaned up while that was running. All right, nice and rubbery. Whoa, don't run away. Means we're good. All right, 4 new feet. That's good. That'll sit better now. Most machines, the bottom's open anyway, and so I think sometimes when people take these pans off, they just would rather not put them back on. I mean, if I had the pan, I would put it on there, but you know, this way it came, so it's okay. Looks like a pretty solid built machine. You know, this is an aluminum frame and chassis, I guess you could say. And then the parts inside of it are steel. You know, it's got bushings inside of the aluminum casting. So I think these hold up pretty good over time. Here's the motor in here. These machines have the motor inside rather than being mounted on the back of the machine. All right. Yeah, I've been in here. This is good and clean. It's a nice looking little plate here. I don't think this machine ever got used much. It is, you know, just barely has any sort of rash or anything here. These plates, they still have, you know, you can just see the factory machining on them still, real clear. I doubt this ever got much use. So that motor ought to be good. The brushes ought to be big and thick in there. Let's see if we can wind a bobbin. I wonder if I already loaded one. No. Let's DC that. Alright, so far so good. Need to adjust that. It's not kicking off. By moving this down, I can get it to knock this off whenever it's full. And I think that looks good there. But I got the bobbin loaded, and so I'll go ahead and put it in the machine. So maybe you can see that little slot right there. Kind of runs in this direction. That's where that thread's going to come out. So get it around underneath this spring to that point there, and then you shut it, and it's in that little opening there, and that allows you to pull it back down with the upper thread. Now this is a zigzag machine, and if you don't have any cams, you can do straight stitch. If you have cams, you can put them right up here. I'll see if I have a cam. We'll do that later. So you've got needle position right here. And let's see, okay, so that's a push it in and up for left, all the way down for right, and then right in the center is center. And then right here is your stitch width. And so if you run her all the way down to the end here, there's an S for straight stitch. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. So varying widths of zigzag stitches. If you need to change your throat plate out, you do it with this lever here. Right here is a fine adjustment for zigzag. That way you can get your satin stitch dialed in. And this feature allows you to make micro adjustments real effectively. So when you're getting down to that satin stitch, you don't need to move it very much. And so there's kind of a notch in there. And then if you come on out past that, you'll start to get to longer and longer stitches. And then of course all the way up is reverse. On this machine, you put it in reverse, it stays. There's no spring return. You have to just move it manually. Let's see if it sews. I've got some weird kind of a, I don't know what this is, auction find, big roll of it. It's white. I'm using a dark thread, so I thought that'd be good. Well, that doesn't look too bad. I must have sewed with this once before. Oh yeah, looking good. I got some ragged edges here, so I want to try to do an over edge seam. See how that goes. We are not zigzagging. Well, I thought we would. Maybe I need a cam. A zigzag cam. I'll get one. You do have to have a cam. Okay. But we're doing a zigzag on there. Over edged it has. I'll do that again. It'll be kind of sloppy, but you know, we're just messing around. I'll shorten the stitch length up. Well, that's definitely over edged. Let's do this edge. Okay, I got one more loose edge here. You can kind of see a little better in the middle what the width of the zigzag looks like. You can do a smaller zigzag. Oh yeah. There's a little bit of just running the zigzag width back and forth while you sew. Let's see how long of a straight stitch this machine will do. Put it on straight. When you remove your work, put your take-up lever at the top, and that way it pulls out every time. So, well, I can measure that. This over here, it's got numbers and they indicate stitches per inch. So this says 6 stitches per inch. So let me see if that's what it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. All right, so the longest stitch is about 3/16 of an inch long. Got a nice little switch there, just nice. It's got a disengage, so you can wind your bobbin without the needle going up and down. So you just flip that up, you'd have a bobbin on here. You can see it, you can load a bobbin, your needle's not moving. And then you just lock this into place and you're back to sewing. I think the component of the thread tensioner is nice. It's all metal. It's a complete unit. It has decent adjustability. So with the left, center, right adjustment and a zigzag cam, you can do buttonholes. You can do over edging, straight stitch, zigzag stitch. You know, you can make clothes with this. But this was from Singer's brown period. So tan and brown and gold. The 403A, I've had 401s, and now I've had this 403. I believe this 403 is an economy model version of the 401. So if you couldn't afford the 401, you know, they're going to have the 403 for you. And it's going to do all your basic operations. It's going to do straight and zigzag, and you can even get some extra decorative cams if you want. You have to change them out each time. It's not a big deal. But if you want zigzag, you're just going to have a zigzag cam. Fortunately, I had one. I'm not sure where it come from. A drawer from another machine I had at some time. I'll go ahead and leave that in there just so that this is a complete machine. But yeah, I bought this out of somebody's basement. It did not run. And the reason it didn't run is it just sat unused, neglected in the sense that it was unused. They didn't do anything bad to it or anything, but it was gunked up and it just wouldn't sew. So I cleaned it up. Few things needed to be replaced, like the rubber feet and the rubber on the tire. Now this baby's running. And I just think that you know, the more you use these old motors, especially when they really haven't been used, the more you use them, the better they're going to get over the next project or two. So that's the Singer 403A. It's a good machine. You know, I like Singers. They all tend to be high quality. They have their eras. You know, really the earlier you get them, kind of seems like the better they were. This is a good one. This was a good era. The brown era was a good era for Singer. Good quality machine. If you need a sewing machine, you know, you could spend $300 on a brand new machine, and I don't think it'd be this good, you know. They made a lot of these, and so sometimes if you can't get parts, what you got to do is you got to find another machine, but they're out there. You know, I think they're worth it, and that's why when I see one, especially Singers, if you're looking for a machine to have in your home to make a shirt, to sew on a patch, to make pot holders, to learn to sew, you can do a lot worse than a Singer, especially when they're older like this. Thanks a lot for watching my video.